Random trivia like 200 years ago, or actually maybe even just 150 years ago, before toilet paper, a lot of people used corn cobs to clean themselves back there. sorry, sorry to bring this up while you're eating chili cheese fries.
It's all right. I've eaten during worse.
Yes, last week we were talking about bowling in the movie Kingpin, and it's funny because in Trailer Park Boys, there's that part where they got what they thought was like some kind of fertilizer for plants, but it turned into a big fucking bucket of bull semen, and Ricky tastes. In Kingpin, there's a scene where Woody Harrelson's character is like, he goes, "Yeah, I milked one of the cows," and he's coming back and he's like drinking it.
Took me forever.
Yeah, and he's like, and they say, "We don't have a cow, we have a bull." He starts a few.
He's like,
yeah,
because he's drinking off it.
Yeah, so that's very similar. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think they say that's what some forms of steroids are made from.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think I've heard that before too.
Because bull semen, I mean, bulls are pretty masculine. They have a lot of testosterone pumped through their veins.
A lot of testosterone. A lot of testicle osterone.
Speaking of which, welcome to the Trailer Park Boys Fan Federation podcast. I am Morgan Rector, and my co-host Raymond Hazen is...
I'm the cream in your corn. I'm Ray Hazen Jr.
Oh, did you plan that out in advance? Because your timing was perfect. After all that, the cream in your corn.
Right. I just thought it was brilliant.
Or, no, what would it be better? The cream in your cornhole.
Yeah, the cream in your cornhole. I'm the cream in your cornhole.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A. Well, welcome, Fan Federation fuckers. How's everybody doing tonight?
Random trivia like 200 years ago, or actually maybe even just 150 years ago, before toilet paper, a lot of people used corn cobs to clean themselves back there. sorry to bring this up while you're eating chili cheese fries.
It's all right. I've eaten during worse.
Well, I was wondering, I had a random thought today, a culinary random thought. So when you were in culinary school, did you learn to bake as well as to cook?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's funny because it's something I've seen on TV, but every time I've heard of students learning how to bake, they seem to have to learn how to make soufflés. This really complicated, fragile thing. If you do it wrong, it just falls apart or some shit. But here's the thing, right? I've never seen a souffle in a bakery, in a store. I don't know where the hell you buy them. I don't know if it's just in France where they sell them.
No, you're going to find them at like fine dining restaurants and shit mostly.
Oh, like bistros, right? $700 meal kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Very expensive places. You know, Gordon Ramsay's probably got a souffle on the menu.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
So what is it? It's just is it like a puff pastry or something?
I'm not really good at souffles.
Oh, yeah.
You know, let's see here. Let's see what the definition is. What is a souffle? A low, murmuring, Or no, that's not what it is. A souffle, yeah, a souffle is a baked egg-based dish originated in France in the early 18th century. Combined with various other ingredients, it can be served as a savory main dish or sweetened as a dessert.
And the nightmare of every culinary student, I guess.
Yeah. See now, usually when you go to culinary, you have the main culinary arts, and then you have baking and pastry. You can focus on one or the other. They do make you learn baking and pastry in the regular culinary program, but if you go to the baking and pastry program, you get way more in depth than you would have if in the regular program. There's baking and pastry 1, baking and pastry 2. There might have been a 3 also. Maybe not. Oh well. But yeah, souffles are not easy. Yeah, because I mean, if you don't get it tits on, the heat, the time, the temp, if you don't whisk it at the exact speed and for the exact length of time, your souffle won't rise, and it's ruined. It's no good. So yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
Is there a burger unit in culinary school? Do they teach you how to make a better burger, or do they just skip that entirely, or just?
No, I mean, we definitely make burgers in there. There's definitely meat-related classes. Butchery class, freaking.
What's your to making a burger? Burgers are a big deal in Trailer Park Boys. The dirty burger, the cheeseburgers. So.
For me, it's all about the seasoning in the meat, and you need to make an aioli that complements that seasoning in the meat. Don't use just mayonnaise. Don't use just mustard or anything like that. Make an actual aioli, and then but it should complement whatever's in the meat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm big on that. Don't just put burger together, fry it, and throw mayonnaise on it. Like that's okay, but that's not a good burger. You got to season your meat. You got to get a good cheese that complements the flavors, and you got to make an aioli that goes with that. Then of course, good produce, fresh onions, fresh lettuce, a nice slice of tomato. Oh, dude. But then again, it depends on the burger. Like I wouldn't put tomato and lettuce on every burger. Like if I was doing a Western burger, with onion rings and barbecue sauce and stuff, I wouldn't necessarily put tomato and lettuce on that. Like when I did, if anyone goes back and watches my Snack Shack episode where I make the smoked Hawaiian burgers, I don't think I put tomato or lettuce on that. But
pineapple on them?
Pineapple, jalapeno, cheese, all that stuff. You ever seen that episode, Mort? You ever watched that one?
I haven't caught that one yet, no.
Dude, you should. I'll send you the link again. You should watch it. Fucking everyone should go watch it.
Like maybe I did watch it. I'm not sure. But you barbecued it, right? You didn't pan.
I smoked them.
You
smoked
on
the smoker at my mom's house. Yeah, and then I had the sweet onion bun. No. The sweet onion bun was the pulled pork sandwiches. When I made those smoked pulled pork mac and cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, those were so good. Those were so good. I need to grab something to drink. Hold on. I'm not going far. They're right here in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite an experience when you have a barbecue and then you experience like a downgrade in lifestyle. You're forced to start pan frying meat again, and you're just like you feel like just a punk bitch, really. You're just like, man, there's no. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Burger King manages to flame broil their burgers inside, so I don't know what they use. But
I mean, they probably just use some sort of gas grill.
Yeah, maybe
putting out a little bit of flame that licks it. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe kind of like a hibachi or something like that.
Because I can guarantee those are frozen patties.
Oh yeah, so of course, yeah.
They're probably pre-cooked patties.
Yeah.
And all they're really doing is just warming them back up.
Well, if you go to a bar and have some like chicken wings, they say they may have been already cooked like 3 or 4 times, like because they make them at a factory and they deep fry them there, and then they send them to another place. They send it to the restaurant, and I think they do it again or something. So 2 or 3 times. It's
Well,
not
are
one
you
to
talking about like chicken strips?
no, like chicken wings. Well, maybe the strips, but like just a lot of that bar food. It's already been cooked.
I don't really know where you're going because every restaurant I've ever worked at, like that shit's raw. We
Oh
cook
yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the chicken. If you cut them breaded chicken strips in half, they're raw on the inside.
Well, I'm not talking about fine dining like Applebee's. No,
Yeah.
just no. Just talking about like dirtbag, just the kind of bars where like they have to serve food so drunks don't get out of control. Since when you drink on an empty stomach, you get drunker.
like
So
like the double deuce.
yeah, so it's just like they just serve chicken wings and chicken fingers and basic shit like that, and it's not the highest quality food they're selling you, but it's like I don't know if any places do it anymore, but like remember like 15-cent wings? There were places that did that, 10-cent
Yeah,
wings.
dude, I remember that. That was fucking dope.
Then
You
the
ready to
price,
smoke, bud?
then the price of wings suddenly went up. I don't know why, but
Well, everything's gone up.
yeah.
Inflation.
All right, so we might as well do our sacrament.
Yes, we should. I'm fucking ready. Ow. Ooh,
Well,
ow. I just burned my finger. Alright, give me just a second. Heat this up. I got have a dab here, and then I got this bong packed. I'm gonna smoke on that for a minute.
this is Hindu Kush I've got. It's supposed to
So you got some?
yeah, this is like it's got tons of good reviews and it's pretty good. I smoked some last night, so
Yeah, you brought it up last week. All right, you ready?
all right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's rock. Ooh. Power up.
Yeah.
Every time I take a hit like that, I think I'm like fucking in the Ultra Beast video game. Power up.
Yeah.
Power up.
What happened to my arm? What happened to my arm?
Is there a big
Gone, dude.
is there a big
Fucking
weed,
hole in it.
is there a big weed scene in Missouri? Like lots of stoners there?
I don't know. Not that I really know of.
Yeah, I guess you haven't been there. So,
Yeah, there's quite a few dispensaries around.
really? Oh, medical dispensary. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're just called like in California. I just call them the drugstore because in Cali it's legal, so it is just a drugstore. But out here, it's still only legal for medicinal. But it's supposed to be going up on the ballot later this year for full-on legalization. So hopefully that'll happen.
Well, don't you have some kind of pain issues, like your back or something?
Well, I do have a few pain issues, and I used to be prescribed. I was prescribed for like 8 years out in Napa before it was ever legalized. I stopped getting prescribed because once it became legal for recreational use, it was kind of like, why spend $100, an extra $100 a year for a card that I don't need? Now it's been like, when was it legalized in California? I don't even remember, like fucking.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, like that was for medicinal. I'm talking about recreational. It only became legal recreational like I don't know, less than a decade. Less than a decade. I'm positive of that. And so I stopped getting the card. And what I had it for before was social anxiety. I get really stressed out when I'm around really stupid people. or large groups. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I'm sober.
If it's a large group of stupid people, then you're fucked, right?
Yeah, like my son's mom. She used to force me. Yeah, I have to be stoned around that bitch. She used to not force me, but she used to make me, like, she'd have one ready and she'd hand me a joint. Before, like, if we had to go to Walmart, she was like, "Have you smoked? When's the last time you smoked? Here, you better hit this before we go in."
Really?
Because I just, like, if I'm in there sober and I just all of a sudden, like, just people and fucking idiots being dumb, and like pretty soon I'm like, you know what, fuck this, we gotta go.
Every day at Walmart is a moron convention. And weirdo convention too.
Which is funny because that's where I do most of my shopping. I love Walmart.
You go to people at Walmart, it's like, I can't fucking believe this person's, like, I have a picture of this woman. The pandemic had just hit, and instead of wearing a mask, she wore like a pair of men's brief over her face.
Dude,
she's like, a lot of people just wearing weird clothes. I saw a woman like she was pushing her kid in a stroller. The kid looked like he was like 6 or 7 years old. Shit like that. Saw a picture of a guy trying out bicycle seats, like he's standing and like trying to see how comfortable they are.
Clean that. No, dude, if you want to talk about shit that, like, I haven't seen all this in life, but I've seen like tons of videos of the shit people were wearing on their faces when COVID first came. There was this dude who went to like a convenience store, and he had, like, you know, those big plastic, like, Hawaiian Punch plastic square bottles,
Yeah.
the square ones. He had like one of those cut in half long ways and put on his face, which is 2 holes cut right here. There was this other woman I saw. She was walking around, and she basically looked like Daniel's son at the Halloween dance in Karate Kid. She had a fucking circular shower curtain on that she just stuck her arms out and had like a little opening like this for her eyes, and it was like you couldn't come around her. There was this other, oh my god, the fucking grossest thing I ever seen ever was, you didn't see the lady. Okay, hold on. You didn't see her take it off, but all you see is this lady picking up her dog poop, and then she throws the poop in the fucking garbage, and then it's her mask. She then puts it on her fucking face, dude.
Got back from traveling and I have to walk my dog, so safety first. Everyone has to wear a mask.
Like, I don't think she realized it was her mask.
Oh.
Then she looked at it and realized it was her mask. I was like, oh fuck. So she put it on anyway. And it's like, wait, you're afraid of a little fake ass fucking virus, but you're gonna just strap dog shit to your face? There was this one dude who I saw, he built like it almost looked like a fucking old deep sea underwater thing. It was a circular that had the fucking
the old school with the round window and shit.
It was kind of like that, but it wasn't, you know, that heavy duty, but it was similar to that, you know. It was like the circular, and it had these fucking things that was pumping, one pumping in and one pumping out, I guess, or something. And him and his wife were both wearing them, and fucking, dude.
I saw a picture of a woman wearing a snorkel. That's like, yeah, you don't think that the fucking COVID molecules can go down in there, which is what I say about the goddamn shields. There's air right here going up, or it's what you think they can't go up here. You think they're not that agile,
dude. The stupidest. I mean, okay, one, the mask never did nothing, and realistically, once again, unless you were totally at risk for various health reasons or age reasons or whatever, like, you had nothing to really worry about. You know what I'm saying? You really didn't. But the mask did nothing. They really did nothing. The fact that people thought the mask did things is silly, because if the mask did anything, why were there still steadily deaths all the time? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it didn't slow it at all. Matter of fact, towards the end there, we had some of the highest death months the whole time, but no one talked about it because, Biden was in office, so they didn't want to bring it to attention. But anyway, fucking and the way I can prove that those little face masks do nothing, anyone I did, okay, eat a bunch of beans, go climb in the car, put your mask on over your face, rip a big juicy fart, like the star of our upcoming movie. All right, and if you can smell it, trust me, the fucking coronavirus molecules are getting through that cloth. Okay, but the point I'm getting at is the dumbest, most idiotic thing that I saw when it came to the face masks that they were selling, legitimate, not homemade bullshit ones, legitimate face masks they were selling, and the fact that people were buying into them, thinking it was a good idea. The ones that you could like they were Velcro and you could undo and open up so you can eat and drink and stuff without taking your mask off.
Defeat its own purpose, Yeah.
Or if the mask, go ahead.
Or buying custom masks, but the thing is, they said not to reuse them.
Or yeah.
Or if you're gonna put them in the laundry, if you're gonna have them hanging around your house and there's fucking COVID on it, then you're gonna get people sick. So that was never a good idea. I mean, I did think about how cool it would have been to have one to make it look like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, like have his mask there. I thought that would look cool, but
I saw one that was Bubbles' Malifaux.
Oh yeah, that would.
And I almost bought it, and I was like, you know what? If I bought that thing, I would wear it. I would actually wear that. Which I really didn't wear one unless some people started to try to force me, and I didn't feel like making a big deal. I didn't wear one like this whole time.
I wonder. See, I'm wondering if this could be a bad idea, but so we were talking a long time about Trailer Park Boys convention, what to bring to it. What if they did a thing like I'm talking about like the crew, the people who created it, make one attraction is the Bubbles glasses are on a table, and if you want to, you can put them on and see what it looks like to look through these glasses. Have someone take a photo of you. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Smith says basically when he wears them, he's blind.
He can't see. Yeah, he can't see shit. That's what. Yeah.
He's as blind as Bubbles is naturally. But yeah, it would be interesting to see the world through Mike Smith's eyes when he's playing Bubbles.
Well, and the crazy thing is, or not the crazy thing, the fucked up part. Let me rephrase that. The fucked up part is that he's gonna thrash his eyes.
Yeah.
At some point, his eyes are actually gonna, if they're not already in real life, they're gonna be fucked up because throwing off your vision like that will mess up your eyes.
Well, he does wear. He didn't wear glasses in real life at first, but he does wear them now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it probably gave him astigmatism or something.
That's true. If you go back and look at early Mike Smith pictures and videos, go back when he was playing with, what was that band, Candlebox or something?
Sandbox, yeah.
Sandbox.
Yeah, he didn't wear glasses back then.
No, he didn't wear glasses.
Well, the thing is this. I remember Patrick Roach. I read this thing about him where it said, so I don't know if he's retired, just acting now, but it used to be he had a job at a corporation, Poland Springs, and he only did Trailer Park Boys during his vacation in the summer, so it was just 2 weeks, and so he's one of the leading characters, so they had to fucking cram it all his scenes into those 2 weeks, and undoubtedly Mike Smith had to be there. So that's long hours looking out of these fucking glasses. So
yeah, for sure.
I mean, he has said that he's gotten headaches from them. So,
and to your last point a second ago, yeah, I guarantee Pat's retired from all that, and they're making fucking Drake money, and
oh yeah.
And Pat's a full-time guy. He's got the Roach Approach on. Yeah. He's got his own show on SwearNet, and it's 5 days a week live.
5 days. Oh yeah, then there's no way he can work full time.
Yeah.
Can't do that. No.
Yeah. So if anyone has SwearNet, you should. If not, you should get it. It's $1.99 a month for SwearNet.
I have it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Roach Approach. Yeah, they got a lot of shows on there. I haven't watched any in a while. Yeah, I should go on there and watch some. I've been too busy doing it. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I watched the New Kids in the Hall show. I have to say I actually prefer the original. I can't say I didn't like anything about it, but I don't know. There's something different about it that Yeah, I didn't find it as funny. I hate to, you know.
Uh, I haven't watched the new one yet. I did watch Death Comes to Town,
Yeah, I
and
have that one. That's pretty good. I like
yeah,
that.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Like it wasn't a crack out, laugh out riot or anything, but it was a cool little story, and I did enjoy it. I watched it one evening and the rest of it the next day. The last couple episodes the next day, and so it was cool. It was
I
cool.
like I like that
Um,
hand job scene because they drop it on you with no warning. There was no indication it was going to happen, and she's just doing it. You're like, ugh. The timing of it was really funny.
yeah, yeah. I haven't watched the new one yet, even though I was the one that called you and told you about it. But I can almost tell you, I bet you, without even watching it, I already know what is different about it that makes it not as good as it was before. And you know what it is? It's something we kind of touched on in last week's episode and certain things and in previous times, and I've mentioned it before. Uh, but it's society and the social wokeness. Like,
Well, they actually lampoon that. So yeah, they
you
poke
know,
at it. They did that back in the day, and they do it now. They even cover things like trigger warnings and the notion of of things other than beatings being violence, that sort of thing. They get into a lot of that territory, and
okay.
they're not
Uh,
particularly respectful of it.
No, I figured. I mean, not because I mean they've always been kind of envelope pushers like that. But
Yeah.
I can still imagine that they probably didn't go quite as far as they used to with certain things, and it's because they know if they do, and this American next thing you know, they'll be calling for them to be canceled and shit.
Well,
You know.
I think both shows are excellent examples of how you can be liberal and reasonable. They really stand up that way. I think they had that attitude, like just it's fine to believe these things, but don't try to ruin people's lives or be a pain in the ass.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty much the same in that regard.
Don't start fucking with me, or I'll fuck with you big time.
I watched the first two episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fucking, it's amazing.
Is it?
Really good. If you love Star Wars, I'd recommend
Yeah.
seeing that for sure.
I haven't watched it yet. I saw the ad for it pop up because I was on Disney Plus earlier. Like I said, I've been watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I kind of switched over and watched some cartoons for a minute the other day. Got on Crunchyroll and watched some Japanese anime because I hadn't done that in a while. The kid downstairs, Blake, my buddy's kid, the 6-year-old, he came up one evening after we had to bury their dog because their dog died, and he was feeling kind of sad and he wanted to hang out. And I was like, dude, you want to watch some cartoons, bro? Like, I got a whole cartoon channel, man. It's Crunchyroll. And so we went on that and watched some anime. Other than that, I've been watching the Marvel for a while, so I clicked back to it since I watched this one show. Blake's like, oh, that's a good show. It's this thing called The Rise of the Shield Hero. And fucking Blake and I watched like the first couple episodes before it got late, and he went downstairs to go to bed. And dude, I was hooked, bro. I ended up staying up like half the night binging this fucking like first season, and then I like watched part of the second season because it's comes out weekly right now. It's a new series, and so I was like, fuck, I think it hooked me.
I'd like to
But
see, I'd like to see DC make like a Batman live action show, and to make it like The Dark Knight, like dark, gritty, and intense, and that would be awesome. Because I mean, I never liked the '60s show. I just couldn't get into it, and I mean, they haven't done anything else except cartoons. So
you
yeah.
didn't like the boom, pow, whack, Kazamo,
Oh yeah,
Blowy.
it's
No,
funny.
no, 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 no.
I mean, I don't think they ever intended for the show to be taken seriously because this was before 1989 when Batman suddenly took this dark turn. And
Yeah, dude, you need to watch yourself, bro. Adam West is arguably the best Batman ever.
oh no, I think I like
No,
Michael.
no, no. I'm teasing it. It's hands
Oh,
down Michael Keaton. Hands down Michael Keaton. Yeah, yeah. Michael Keaton's by far the best Batman. I just read something a little while ago that he might be fucking playing Batman again.
Yeah, I heard that too. I have seen articles
And
about.
didn't we just talk about that like fucking couple months ago? I mentioned that. I was like, dude, I don't see why they can't bring back Michael Keaton, let him play Batman again, because there are comics where there's old Batman. He's got gray
Yeah,
hair and everything.
you know,
He can play old Batman.
Batman is supposed to be like a broadly built guy. Robert Pattinson, I saw him. I saw a clip from that movie, and he's a slim guy. I guess he's in shape, but he's not big. He's svelte, and it made Batman look more like Batboy. It was just like this skinny guy in a black suit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
as soon as I heard that what fucking Edward was playing him. For those who know the reference, you'll know what I'm talking about. Uh, he sparkles. Oh my god, it's the only person I know who ever made vampires gay, dude. They go out the light, and they sparkle. It's like, Jesus, get the fuck out
Yeah,
of
that
here.
never happened.
Anyway, yeah. You see fucking Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise interviewed the vampire out there sparkling. Hell no, dude. Those were fucking manly vampires, dude.
It's a
But
dead.
anyway, they were too busy fucking sucking blood and banging bitches. You know what I'm saying? To be outside sparkling in the daylight, playing fucking touch football.
A stat does not sparkle.
But anyway, as soon as I saw that fucking Edward Pattinson guy was playing him, I just went, oh my god, he's officially now gonna be my least favorite Batman. That was Ben Affleck.
I thought that was such a strange choice, and then I thought, well, maybe they're just taking it in such a new direction that it will fit into that, but it didn't. It just didn't work.
No.
And also, here's another thing about that movie. There's a club scene where Batman beats up a bunch of guys, like in The Dark Knight. Remember that?
Hmm.
Falcone's goons. So
Yeah.
they stole that scene from The Dark Knight. Basically, there's a scene where he's just beating
Oh
a bunch
wow.
of guys up at a club. So yeah, I haven't seen the movie. I just saw that scene on YouTube. But they ripped off.
Well, I mean, over the years, Batman's beaten up a group of guys basically everywhere. So there really isn't too many original places where Batman can beat people up. Maybe on the beach. I've never seen Batman kick any guy's asses on Pismo Beach. You know what I'm saying?
Batman and the Joker once had a surfing competition at the beach in the original series. Uh, yeah.
Oh my God, you're right.
Well, into the soup?
Why not? It's a shore break surf, not too long a paddle to the peak.
They're fucking running into the ocean with surfboards.
That's probably the second greatest surprise beach episode in history. Number one goes down to, drumroll please, the Fonz when he jumped the shark.
Oh, he jumped the shark. Wow, that's bad.
Remember that? When Arthur Fonzarelli was out there skiing with his leather jacket on and he goes off the ramp and goes over the fucking tank that had the shark in it? He was skiing he's water skiing with the fucking leather jacket on.
Fonz can look cool than anything, man.
Hey, fuck yeah, dude. Fonz is the man, bro.
Isn't it bizarre though that they introduced Mork and Mindy? They introduced Mork, a fucking alien, and everyone just bought it. Like, okay.
I mean, it worked with the Flintstones, right? Well, I guess.
What's his name?
Actually, I think Fonzie. I think theirs happened probably before the Flintstones.
Kazoo,
no,
that's the Flintstones guy.
Kazoo. Oh, what his name was? Oh yeah, I could have told you that. Kazoo.
See, that dovetails with my fan theory
Hey
that
there, dum dum.
Fred Flintstone is a paranoid schizophrenic because I think Kazoo's a hallucination, the talking furniture and appliances. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes
Yeah.
there's this thing that some schizophrenics do when they're not well, where it's called word salad. They just say random words and they don't add up to anything. Well, sometimes you hear him like when he's pissed off, going rubbish, snabber, brabber, dabber, dabber. You know what I mean? I think he's
Yeah.
mentally ill. Like that's what I think.
Yeah. We've discussed that before,
Oh
and
yeah,
you might be onto something with that, bud. You really might be. Oh fuck, dude! I just totally fucking. I lost my fucking train of thought, dude.
Marijuana affects the memory.
What the fuck was it? What were we just talking about before that? Before Fred Flintstone? Or no, I brought it. Oh, Happy Days.
Happy Days, yeah.
I've said to people for a long time that I think Happy Days is arguably the greatest show in American television history. It's a really great show with great character development and relationships and all that stuff and good moral values in the show and whatnot. But beyond that, look how many fucking spin-offs that it spawned. You know?
That's true.
And some of them were quite successful. But yeah, you got Mork and Mindy, you got fucking Joni Loves Chachi, you got fucking Laverne and Shirley, which spun off on Lenny and Squiggy, which of course wasn't very successful. But like, I know there's others, dude. I know there's others.
It's a great example of what sheeple most of the population are. That you could introduce an alien to a TV series like that abruptly, and they just accept it. Like I surprised. Like I was thinking before, I'm surprised like 40 million people didn't write letters saying, "What the fuck is this? An alien shows up." They just accepted it. It's just part of it.
You wouldn't like it? Blansky's Beauties. This one I never heard of. Out of the Blue. And then apparently, no, I knew about that. Yeah, I've seen that. There's they had a cartoon, a little animation show. Yeah, dude.
And it's funny how when that show was first on the air, the male actors wore like the kind of hairstyles that were fashionable in the early '60s. But by the time it went off the air, they were just they just had all their '70s dudes. They were just like, fuck it. Scott Baio looked like 1983,
I think Scott Baio still looks like it's 1983.
Yeah, parted hair. Yeah.
I used to have a part.
Oh yeah.
Back in the '80s and shit. While growing up, yeah.
Well, that was common back then.
Started it right here.
I always wanted like a wavy hair like Rick Astley had, and I could never make it happen. My hair just would not cooperate.
You might have needed to go get a little crimp.
Yeah.
Or like a light perm, and then just let it fucking.
Oh yeah.
Fall out. I would have done it. Oh, wrong one.
I don't have anything much to work with now, and not gonna wear a toupee after this point. Nobody's gonna forget about the toupee. People are just gonna always think about back when you didn't wear it, and what's the point if everyone knows?
You should just shave it and do like Randy's marker hair.
Randy's marker hair,
yeah. I used to try to convince Kevin, because I've always been trying to convince Kevin to hang out and do stuff with me, and he never does because he's a lazy fucking bastard.
So now it's even worse, right? Now it's even worse than Zuri.
I know, right? Now it's like not even ever, it's not possible. But I used to always fucking tell him that we should go as Randy and Leahy for Halloween, and I'll get the full outfit, and I told him I'll even shave my head to be bald in the middle like Leahy's, and just leave a little bit on the sides. And he used to always say fucking that he would that we would shave his head gone, and we would do Randy's marker time hair. Fucking, but of course, the dude never hangs out.
Well, there's the theory about male pattern baldness. They say it back when like pretty much all males had to be the ones to protect the clan against the other clans. Obviously hair pulling is very painful. So yes, the theory is that because males were more often the protectors, that they would often develop less hair, to pull, especially in the front, And the Roman Empire actually, they started the trend of short hair because they realized if you have long hair, people can pull it. So with short hair, that's one less advantage.
Now that I'll buy. The trend of cutting short hair is because of fighting and pulling. Now that I can buy. The male pattern baldness thing, no, I don't know. I think that's something in your genetics. And reason being is because there's a lot of dudes with long hair, and like I've got my full head. I'm not really receding anything yet. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad's in his 60s now. He's got his full head of hair. My grandpa, who passed, he was bald, and then when I found out that he wasn't my dad's actual biological dad. And it made sense because my uncle, who's my dad's younger brother, he's been bald for years, and he's younger. Not bald, but he's got a bald spot back here. He's had it forever. Papa got one right back there too, same spot, and it grew out as he got older, and freaking, So I mean, like, my dad's got a full head of hair. I still got my full head of hair, so I don't know. I think just some people have freckles. Some people can grow facial hair. Some people can't. Look at the dude. Look at that luscious mane. You know what I'm saying?
Dude abides.
The dude abides. Just looking at your shirt makes me want to fucking grab a drink.
White Russian. I drank White Russians for a while in my 20s because of that movie.
Yeah. I didn't do it for a while, but like I used to, every time we'd watch the movie, which was frequently, we would drink White Russians while we watched the movie.
It's a cheap drink, just some half and half and some milk half and half, like vodka, I think. I'm missing something there?
I think a splash of milk, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Double check. White Russian recipe. Come on, sucker.
There's definitely a third ingredient. I just can't remember what it
was.
was.
Kahlua.
Kahlua, that's it.
That's right. Duh.
It's a great drink. Did you ever see that Kids in the Hall sketch called Girl Drink Drunk?
Girl Drink Drunk? I don't know.
It's about a guy who becomes an alcoholic by drinking those cocktails where there's like a million pieces of fruit and umbrellas and all that kind of shit. His boss says, come on. Like, the guy never drank before, and his boss says to him, come on, have a girl drink, have a chocolate juju. And the guy becomes an alcoholic, but he only drinks those drinks for the funny names and shit. So,
no, I do not think I've seen that one, bro.
Oh, so good.
I might have. I used to watch Kids in the Hall every night. It used to be on TV when I was younger, growing up, like back in the 90s and stuff. Like every night.
Amazon has the whole series now. So, yeah.
Well, I guess I have all three of them. Because I got the original series. They got that
5 seasons, yeah.
Death Comes to Town, which is 1 season, and then they got the new season just came out this year.
Do you want to do season 2, episode 1?
Yeah, I guess we can get into it.
Starts out.
Well, what's it called again? First, it's
What the fuck
happened?
To park? Yeah.
What the fuck happened to our trailer park? Yeah, go ahead and take it off.
I think the first scene is Bubbles, where he's he says something about how fucked the place is, right? Or was he talking about Ricky and Julian getting out of jail that day.
Yeah, he's going to pick him up. Bubbles is driving.
That.
He's going to pick him up, and he's sitting there tripping like, hope I don't get pulled over. No insurance, no license, no registration. And he gets over to the jail, and there they are in their suits, because if you remember, they got arrested at the wedding. From the end of season 1, they got arrested at the wedding. And fucking... So, like, Bubbles even makes that comment. He's like, why are you guys in your suits? Got arrested at the wedding, man. So then they go back in, and as they're pulling into the park, bro... no. First, Bubbles goes, all right, what are we going to do first, guys? You just got out. What are we going to do first? And then all of a sudden the car just pulls. All you see is liquor store.
Yeah. But he had to ask, yeah.
Oh, that's my first thought when I get out, bro.
So they go from there to the picnic
to the
table.
bench.
But, yeah. And
that's where Julian brings up Freedom 35 for the very first time.
And Bubbles is like, I picked you up from jail 15 minutes ago, and you're already talking about stealing car stereos.
Car stereos, right? And it's like, and Ricky's like, yeah, but Bubs, you're not getting it, dude. To stop breaking the law, we just got to break the law for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna grow hydroponic weed, and then they're gonna smuggle it in through the cops into jail and sell it to the guys in jail for a big price, which it would get a major price in there.
Yeah.
So that is
hydro better than organic?
I mean, that shit used to be all the craze, but I don't know. I mean, as long as the best is always indoor. But I mean, you can do some really killer shit in soil. So I mean, it's like cars. Every brand has good cars. You know what I'm saying? And every brand has bad cars. So you can grow shitty hydroponics if you don't know what you're doing. But it's good. Don't get me wrong. I don't really know why they're always so focused on hydro, but they don't always do hydro. Like, they've had fields, Ricky's had fields of it. So, I mean, what you munching on over there, bud?
Cherry.
Nice.
Yeah. What was I about to say? Fields of dope. Well, anyway, yeah. So it's right away one of Julian's ideas that's going to get them in jail, because he's always like, we got to sell it all at once. And as we talked about before, establish a revenue stream, sell small quantities. I won't put you in jail for years because you had a couple grand.
Yeah, realistically, if you're only carrying a small amount on you and you get busted with that, dude, you're probably not even going to go to jail.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays.
But he's like, with Ricky, what do we say in jail? Julian's thinking is better than Ricky's. And by the way, while they're doing that routine, Ricky actually gets it wrong. At one point, they're saying different things. But Julian was just convinced that this plan of his was going to work out. They'd make tons of money.
Julian's always convinced his plans are going to work.
Yeah. So, moving out throughout the episode, Ricky gets rebuffed by Lucy and finds out that Randy's been in a relationship with her, living with her.
You're banging Randy? Stop banging him. I'm in love with him.
Oh, and then meanwhile...
Fucking hoe.
Lucy, she's a trailer park hoe.
Oh, I came up with a theory tonight. So he starts banging Sarah around that time. Mm-hmm. And she's staying with Ray at that time because she and Lucy had a falling out. And I figure if Lucy fucked Ray, maybe Sarah fucked him to stay there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'd be willing to bet she did.
Like, I think Sarah like holds a lot to her chest, but I'll bet she did that because she fucked him. She fucked Julian when she stayed with him. So maybe that's something she's done quite a lot of. Because otherwise, why would Ray take her in? Like, are they really that close? I don't think they interact that much any other time.
No, I don't imagine they are. And I would have said maybe they were at one time earlier on in the beginning. But if you remember, in the first season, Lucy's like pushing Ricky out the front door, and or Sarah's like pushing Ricky out the front door and shit. So she obviously doesn't like Ricky. And Ray loves his boy, so he wouldn't have been cool with someone who hates Ricky. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, she totally, she had to have. I mean, she had to have.
She was at rock bottom, and
I mean, unless she's paying rent.
Yeah, but she wasn't. So yeah, she was at rock bottom, and it was a choice between Ray or Ricky. So the choice was obvious. So that's where she was in her life. Like, she just wasn't employed, and her roommate ditched her, and so she did that out of desperation, I guess.
Well, was Sarah ever employed besides Mystic Fingers?
Or the beauty salon? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mystic Fingers, the beauty salon. That's kind of like one. I think that it was Mystic Fingers, wasn't it?
They didn't do those at the same time. Mystic Fingers, I think, was created in season 10. It was, or season 10, or maybe it was season 11, because Ricky comes home, or Julian comes home and finds out that they completely redecorated his home to make it into Mystic Fingers with fucking pink and all shit, and he was really pissed off at her.
No, I got it. You're right. That they did the beauties. Her and Lucy did it together when they were doing the gas. And remember, they made the coupons for Ricky's used gas. Okay, you're right. So she had Mystic Fingers. She had that salon. Corey and Trevor's convenience store. She worked there. So yeah, I guess she's had a few jobs. She's had a few jobs. No one's had more jobs than Jacob, though.
Yeah, that's right. He's worked everywhere.
He works like 4 jobs at a time.
Yeah, and Ricky like puts him down, saying he's not working hard enough, not trying hard enough. Cut the guys some slack. Working the dirty bit.
I know, right? All right. So anyway, where were we? Fucking.
We were kind of all over the map, but so I think so. We have Ricky's bumped out of the situation. So Ricky decides to go get a legitimate job, and after they got those car stereos, and Ricky bullshitted their way out of getting arrested.
What do you think? 2 guys in suits would be out here stealing car stereos? And it's just some other fucks around here.
Ricky remembered the guys saying they were short-staffed, so he went and got a job at the mall, and they had him working at pulling up carts from the embankment, and he fell a couple times. I think that was the first time he did those falls where he's like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny. He's a good physical comedian, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is.
And then that led to a conflict with Bubbles, because Ricky wasn't supposed to let him take those carts away. And
that's where we learned that Bubbles. Well, I guess that's not where we learned, because we already knew about it. That's where we actually see him at work. First time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fixing carts.
Where he's out getting carts. He's at the mall, showing us how he throws them off the embankment. He's like, and we just take this, and we just whoopsie, come back and get that cocksucker later, Fucking, oh, that shit's funny. Yeah. So that's a big fight, and then later on, fucking Julian's like, all right, we got to get Ricky fired, right? Because Ricky decides he's not going to grow the dope with him, so no Freedom 35. Julian doesn't know what he's doing. So that's why he wants to get Ricky fired, so Ricky will come back and grow the dope with him. And honestly, that's like one of the shadiest things I've witnessed Julian do ever, he got his buddy fired from a legitimate job.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, dude. And so yeah, he takes Corey and Trevor to this mall, and he gets them to repeat, and we're gonna steal a car stereo and put it in Ricky's trunk. And so they go out and steal a car stereo and put it in Ricky's trunk, and Julian goes right in and tells Gary, the mall cop.
Yeah, see, Julian, his greasy side is mostly hidden. Like most people, even though he's a criminal, they don't see him as being sketchy or shady. And maybe it has something to do with looks, where I think good-looking people tend not to be perceived that way. But yeah, he does have that side to him. He does some shitty things.
Which is funny, dude. Because the better-looking people are... Sometimes, it's like, it's kind of like that. There's a correlation between hot and crazy.
Well, it's interesting because I noticed that when in a commercial, the person doing the talking is not a good-looking person. Not only do I believe it, but I always assume that they're not a model or an actor, that they actually work for the company. So there's something about beautiful people that we don't completely believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're fake, so we just don't completely buy what they say.
Yeah, I don't trust a word that comes out of Kim Kardashian's mouth.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't trust a word that comes out of Nancy Pelosi's mouth, and she's definitely not hot.
Well, I don't want to hear anything from Kanye West's mouth.
Kanye's all right. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to be Pete Davidson. Like, I don't know if I wouldn't want to be. Like, I don't know if I'd want to be any part of that family. Just think about it. Look at what that group of women have done to every man that's been around them. Okay, they turned the dad into a woman, supposedly. That's what he identifies as now, right? Dad did all the surgeries. Turned Kanye crazy, and fucking Lamar Odom into a major drug addict. Fucking dude.
Maybe it's to cope with the knowledge that they're dating a Kardashian. I would need some kind of coping mechanism.
Right? I mean, they're fucking famous for being famous. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because their dad was famous. Their dad knew like famous people and shit.
Well, it's better than being a member of the Honey Boo Boo family, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Famous for being fat, ugly, and like totally white trash.
The mother, one of her boyfriends like molested one of those kids, and then she got back together with him, and that's when they canceled the show. Like, the fucking stupidity of that is just...
That's horrible. That's fucking horrible, dude.
Like, she's half retarded or something.
Well, I mean, if she's half retarded, then I guess she's just full on, right? I mean, because if you're half, you're whole.
Yeah, maybe. She's on the high functioning side of the retarded spectrum.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd count Rain Man as more high functioning than her.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He didn't let the hot water burn the photo.
That's right. Hot water burn baby. Counting cards with Charlie Babbitt. Oh. All right, so then he gets Ricky fired, right? And fucking Ricky's totally pissed off, calls him an asshole and all that shit. Just before that, remember when he's got Bubbles? Gary, get out here! I got the guy stealing the carts. And he comes out and fucking he's got fucking Bubbles in like a chicken wing lock or something, and fucking Bubbles is like, Gary's like, is this the guy? And Bubbles like, well, go on, Ricky, tell him where the big fucking cart thief is. And he's like, It ain't this guy. This guy's just drunk. He like shoves Bubbles over there. He goes, "It's those two guys over there." Puts it Corey and Trevor. They're like, what? We didn't do shit. Dude, it's so funny. If you watch when the first cop rushes at Corey, Corey totally takes a swing at him, bro.
Yeah, he took a shot.
Dude, he fucking swung at him. I was like, what? Corey's got nuts. He swung at that cop. And then, so they go back to the park. What happened just before he goes to the trailer at the very end? Because we're right about the end. He goes back to the park and we see Leahy. Right? Because the park is fucked up. Well, that's what we forgot. When they went back to the park in the beginning, we see how fucked up the park is, dude. There's like a flipped over car on fire, garbage everywhere, like furniture, busted furniture. It's a dump, dude. Shit everywhere, dude. Car alarm going off. Wee, wee, wee. Somewhere in the distance, fucking dogs running around. But anyway, when Ricky comes back now fast forward back to where we were. When Ricky comes back from after being fired, there's Leahy like right out on the outside of the trailer, and he's what is he rolling up a hose or a rope or like I couldn't tell if he's dragging that dresser down the road or if he's just like rolling up a hose or something. Like I could never figure that out, dude. And fucking he's talking shit to him, and fucking remember Ricky's like, "Oh, shut the fuck up, Leahy," or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Ricky. Oh, a nice mall cop uniform, Ricky." Oh, and then he's like, "I'm sorry, Ricky. I was only a real cop, not an important mall cop like you." Then we get was it Ricky's first knock knock?
It might be, or maybe his first to a Leahy.
Maybe his first big one to Leahy, yeah, because he did one earlier in the episode when he went over. We skipped over this too. When he went over to tell Julian he's not going to grow weed with them, Corey and Trevor in the room, and he goes, "Hey, knock knock." And they're like, "Who's there?" And he goes, "Get the fuck out of here! I need to talk to Julian." So technically, it's at least not the first that one is, and I think he put. Oh wait, in the first season, didn't he do the knock knock and then give him the two middle fingers
to Corey and Trevor?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that season or not.
I feel like we already watched that part, and maybe I forgot. So I think so. But anyway, doesn't matter. Who knows? He's done knock knock jokes. But anyway, yeah, he fucking goes off on Leahy at the knock knock outside the house. That's what happens. And then oh, dude, do you remember earlier in the episode too? Fuck, we missed this part when they first get back to the park and Ricky's talking about having to go see Lucy before he even finds out she's with fucking Randy. Bubbles like, "You should go see Ray." He keeps repeating, "Just go see Ray." He's like, "Fucking just go see Ray, dude." Like, and he goes over there, and that's where he sees that Sarah's staying there. And then when they're sitting inside, and fucking he's talking to him about her and shit, and fucking Lucy or Sarah mentioned something about fucking the wedding, and she still blames you for that, and Ray's like, "Yeah, she still blames you, bud." And Ricky's like, "Dude, it wasn't my fault. It was the cops' fault. They're the ones that ruined the wedding." and fucking, it's just so funny the way Ray's just sitting there like, "Oh yeah, bud. Yeah, that's what's going on. But yeah, she's totally blaming you still, bud. Yeah, like just like fucking." Oh, it cracked me up. And then, anyway, fuck, I'm losing my train of thought again.
Marijuana affects the memory.
Well, I love the bird feeder he made. It was in the shape of a trailer.
Oh, yeah. 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 Fuck, dude. I'm so stoned, I'm just picking up lighters.
So I would hang that up, actually. I would use that as a bird feeder.
That little birdhouse?
A trailer, yeah. Birds could get a trailer to live in, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So are we getting to that scene where Ricky checks out Julian's weed growing operation and Julian can't do
That's the very last scene. That's the very end of the episode.
So
that's the very last scene. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Okay, so what happened after he went and saw Leahy outside his trailer after he got fired? Because that's where we're at.
From there, he goes. So this happened after he got fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he went to Bubbles' place. I'm trying to think of what happened when he went to see Bubbles.
There we go. It's not a problem. All right.
He apologized.
There's them talking about Freedom 35. There's Bubbles talking about the carts. There's them trying to bust, or Gary trying to bust them. They pull back to the place. It's a shit show. He goes and sees Sarah and Ray. They tell him fucking basically about Lucy. He goes down, finds out Randy's banging her. They go and try to. We forgot about this part where they go and try to sell the car stereos to fucking J-Rock. He's like 50%, man. He's like, dude, check this out, bro. These ain't car stereos. These are goddamn cassette players. This one ain't a cassette player. It's a motherfucking CB, you know, or C motherfucking B. Oh, that shit's funny. And there's another car that Julian gets because remember he buys that red car off him for 25 grams a month.
Yep.
Plus the hydro gear, you know.
East Coast whips. Yeah.
Yep. There's Corey and Trevor coming by with the hydro gear. Ricky tells him to fuck off. There's him collecting the carts. There's Bubbles trying to get carts. There's Ricky and him find. Oh, that reminds me of a question. I've always wondered, what is EI?
Oh, that's employment insurance. So
no, that's exactly what I thought it stood for.
It used to be called unemployment insurance, which makes more sense. But yeah, I don't know why they changed the name.
It's just called unemployment down here. I don't think it's called insurance. But okay, cool. That's what I was thinking of, you know, because you couldn't get unemployment. All right, this is where he gets Ricky fired. All right, goes back and sees Leahy all drunk as shit. Oh, nope, that's it, yeah. Then he pulls up to Julian's, and there's Bubbles outside working on that cart, talking about, oh, fuck, you know, only one good wheel on this thing, you know, thing's fucked up. Ricky pulls up, goes in to see Julian, and, you know, sitting there, and he's like fucking looking at those shitty, fucked up, like, dead plants, and he's like, so you're the big smart guy, and I'm the big dumb guy, and all that? Well, what do you got here? He's male or female? I don't know. What's the difference? You know, which there is a big difference.
And one of the best dialogues of the entire series, I can't remember what Julian's line was, something like, hey man, it's like I'm stupid sometimes. Or no, this makes me feel stupid. I can't remember how it went, but
yeah, this makes me feel stupid. Yeah.
And now you know what it's like to be me all the time.
Yeah, now you know how I feel all the time.
Basically announced he's stupid, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was great. So then that's where he agrees to help Julian grow the hydro gear for 335, and then he goes fucking, hey, can I get a drink? And so that's one of the few times you see him hand his glass over, and Ricky totally pounds it, dude. And it just reminds me, it's totally a me move. Fucking Kevin can tell you the story if he would ever come on. I went over to Kevin's house one time, and he had a fucking pint of peppermint schnapps in the freezer, and frozen cold peppermint schnapps, dude. Oh, dude, that shit just goes down like fucking candy, bro. It's just, oh my god. And so I was over there one time. We were having some drinks and hanging out, and I found it, and I looked at him like, hey, bro, can I get a fucking pull off this, dude? And he was like, sure. And he should have known better than letting old Scoob fucking Dad Leahy have a pull off fucking little fucking bottle of pint, dude. You know, because I just fucking I drank the whole fucking thing down in one big fucking guzzle, and fucking looked at him and was like, oops. And he looks at me and goes, oh, you fucking dick. I fucking just powered that whole fucking thing down, bro.
Puking your guts out?
No, God, no. I rarely ever. The only times I ever really puke is like if I've been drinking fucking too much for like multiple days, and then like I'm fucking stopped drinking and I'm really hungover. I might get nauseous and throw up a little bit then, or like if I eat like I don't really know what, but sometimes like if I eat Like if I got a belly full of whiskey and I put certain food in there with it, it won't mix and fucking, that'll want to come out sometimes. But not really, because I do eat a lot of shit sometimes when I've been drinking. I always wake up and find out that I ate. Oh fuck! I ate all that, dude. Damn it.
I just realized J-Rock is a better criminal than Ricky Julian and Bubbles is, because I think every time he gets arrested, it's usually when he's with those guys. Somehow they're connected. But when he's just on his own with the rock pile committing crimes, he does much better than they do. He doesn't get caught. He seems to make more money too, selling stolen cars and drugs and all kinds of shit like that.
For sure.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
He's a much more effective as a kingpin, you know what I'm saying? Because he understands, don't try to sell everything at once. Just, bring a revenue stream in. So he's smarter when it comes to crime, that's for sure.
Matter of fact, I just saw Jonathan Torrens in a new series just came out. Letterkenny, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know they created a spin-off series called Shoresy, based on one of the characters, Shoresy, the guy whose face, I don't know if you ever watched the show, but it's the guy whose face you never see, and he's always talking shit to everyone. He plays hockey. Well, and it's played by Jared Kelso, I think's his name, the main guy who plays Wayne on Letterkenny. Well, Shoresy goes. I don't know what province he moves to, but he moves. Oh, anyway, and he goes to join a hockey league. Well, anyway, Shores just came out. Well, Jonathan Torrens is in one episode, which is funny. He plays a recurring character in Letterkenny. He plays Noah Dick, who's an Amish guy.
Yeah,
and he always comes over and just the things that he says. It's so funny, dude. Like he invites them to come over to his sausage party, where they make sausages. It's like. But anyway, he plays a French hockey announcer in this one episode, and it was funny. Anyway, I like Letterkenny. I like Shoresy. I think Letterkenny's a little better than Shoresy, but that's mostly because of the supporting cast. I like the supporting cast around Wayne a lot more than I like the supporting cast around Shoresy. Even though the supporting cast around Shoresy is fine, it was enjoyable. It's not the same, But anyway, Jonathan Torrens was in it. That was the whole point of that little spiel.
Yeah, he seems like he's always going to have a career as long as he lives in Canada. He's always going to get a leading role in something.
Well, isn't he like a national treasure up there?
More or less. I mean, since like the early 90s, he's always been in something. He had his own talk show at one time called Jonavision.
What was that? Torrens and Friends or something?
Yeah, he's always got something going on. He's got a podcast too. He's the co-host of it. I forget what it's called, but yeah, he's got his own podcast. Yeah.
That fucking guy. I do miss J-Rock though.
Yeah,
J-Rock, baby.
J-Rock, baby. J-Rock.
J-Rock, baby.
J-Rock,
J-Rock, baby.
Well, what's next on the agenda? You got anything?
Got anything?
You write any more pages to your book?
No, I haven't written any more for that.
Or your movie, I mean? Your movie?
Yeah, the movie, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. No. But, yeah, well, I mean, it's weird because I just have a few ideas for scenes, but I have to think about how to connect them, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the, it's like the getting to the fart tournaments. The competitions where.
Well, okay, so when he's going to the big tournament, you need to have him traveling across country.
Across country, yeah.
Okay, and go into like small, like underground fart fight clubs and like little fart tournaments, like mini little thing. And he's working his way, raising money, fighting, farting, I guess you would say. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Stallone did in Over the Top when he was doing the arm wrestling, and everywhere he went, like not everywhere he went, but there was a few places he fucking arm wrestled dudes and shit. Have it like that, dude.
That's the
Go
record.
ahead.
I was
I
going
was
to
gonna
say, I tried recording my farts once, and with the memo function of the iPhone, and it was really disappointing because it just doesn't capture, the bass, the range of it. It just sounds like a child's farting.
Well,
So,
what you got to do, bud, is you got to use our microphones. I got a really good one the school sent me. We just put it up right up next to your
yeah.
ass, right up there, and you just bend over and right into the fucking microphone. That's how we got to get those farts.
Cue up
Okay,
this bad boy
so,
just
so so there you go. That's part one. In part two, so he's gonna fight across. So the idea I just had, I was like, maybe he'll do this, but then no, save that for the sequel.
Yeah.
Because in the first one, he goes across the country and he becomes like national champion, Okay, in the sequel,
His dream.
actually, you can save that for the third, for the trilogy. Okay, right? Okay,
His ultimate dream is to fart on the Howard Stern show. You
there
probably wouldn't be able to get him for the first movie.
you go.
That's
Yeah, he's
that's
got to. Maybe at the end, like during the credits, as the credits are rolling, the
Oh, yeah.
small screen will pop up. It'll be him on the Howard Stern show talking about how he won
Yeah.
the national championship, right? Okay. In the sequel, he does like the World Cup, the world the toilet
Yeah.
bowl, right, or something like that,
Toilet bowl, yeah.
right? Okay, and so he's got to like battle like the best farters from around the world, okay, and maybe it takes place in like fucking Switzerland or fucking well, I don't really know how much I'd want to go film in China, but anyway, I was gonna say China would be good. That's like enemy territory, big time, or like Russia, but Putin might not let us just go film right now. So I mean, but anyway, the sequel's down the road. But anyway, so that's the world thing, right? Okay, in part 3, the third one. It's like fucking do you ever see The Quest with Jean-Claude Van Damme
I haven't seen
where
that one.
where he had to go like fight in that fucking like underground like pit. It was almost like it was almost kind of like fucking Bloodsport, but like in like an Amazonian temple, like around like a ring pit of fire and stuff, and
Is
like
that the movie where somebody shoots at him and he avoids the bullet by like jumping onto a counter horizontally?
50,000 volts, motherfucker. Have a nice day.
No, I know what you're. That might be. I think that might be like Hard Target or something. Dude. I used to love it. Dude, I used to. I watched up until maybe like a decade or like 15 years ago. I'd watched like every Van Damme movie right up until like my early 20s, dude. If there was a Van Damme movie, I watched it. He was like my favorite actor to watch. It was just the shit was so much fun. I don't know why, but yeah, dude, fucking, it's like in the third one, he's got to go to like some sort of like, Tibetan monk temple, in like fucking in like a fart like secret fucking fart contest for like the fate of humanity or something. You know what I'm saying? Fucking
Yeah.
or like or for like a secret underground cash prize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have
in some like temple. You
Well,
get what
they
I'm saying?
have the top prize of this one competition is a golden toilet. It's just solid gold, and I guess they have the choice to either pawn it or actually use it, and so he chooses to use his. So that's the crapper for him, solid gold toilet.
Okay, here. Let me read this real quick. Let's see if it's right. This is the synopsis for The Quest with Van Damme. You got to watch it if you haven't seen it yet. Okay. In the slums of New York City during the 1920s, petty thief Chris Dubois, Jean-Claude Van Damme, finds himself. I mean, who else, right? Dubois finds himself on the run from the police at the docks. He hides on an outbound freight ship leaving for Asia, taken in by the mysterious Lord Dobbs, played by Roger Moore. As the boat docks in Thailand, Dubois is introduced to the underground world of martial arts fighting. His training culminates in a secret battle between the world's greatest fighters that take place before a select audience in Tibet. So it's like fucking and they're battling for this big, like, oh, you can't see it. It's like a golden giant golden dragon statue, and it's fucking like underground secret Tibetan monk fighting shit with all the world's like, like I said, it's almost like the Kumite from Bloodsport, but like in a temple instead of underground.
I was watching a bunch of Steven Seagal fight scenes this week. He could kick ass, and he was really slick about it too.
Well, I have mixed feelings about how I feel about Van Damme. Like, I used to think he had some pretty good moves and stuff, but then I realize now that it's all pretty much fake.
Oh yeah, it's all choreographed.
Yeah, and like all he really did was like fucking smack himself.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just like
ballet, really.
Yeah. I think Van Damme doesn't know any actual martial arts, does he? I think he learned later on in life, but in the beginning, I don't think he did. I think he was a ballet guy.
I think it was kickboxing. Like, I don't know if he knew karate or anything like that. I think it may have just been just kickboxing. Steven Seagal was a master of Aikido. Steven Seagal could like flip him over so easily, and pretty amazing.
Well, it says Van Damme is a middleweight. He knows karate, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Taekwondo.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected.
So, yep. Maybe people just always talk shit about him.
Chuck Norris doesn't seem to get much recognition for his martial arts work. But
Chuck Norris is arguably the toughest person to ever walk this planet.
Excuse me.
I mean, people could argue that distinction might go to Bruce Lee, but to my understanding, Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris have gone at each other in a few competitions, and they were evenly matched, and fucking they both won against each other, and they both lost against each other. That's just things I've heard. I don't know how accurate or not they are, but I know that Chuck Norris is so tough that when the highway patrolman pulls him over, Chuck Norris lets him off with a warning. You know what I'm saying?
He was actually he was annoyed by that phenomenon at first, the Chuck Norris analogies, the comparisons. He didn't like that at first. Like, I just thought that's a huge compliment to you, man.
Right? He ended up running with it because if you remember, what was it? Was it Chevy? One of them was doing those tough but luxurious commercials, and there was one of them where it was like Chuck Norris in like a fine dining restaurant with like a nice suit on. It's all tough but luxurious or something. And yeah, man, I used to know a bunch of them Chuck Norris jokes. Like
the one I read, I remember was
Superman wears Chuck Norris underwear.
He doesn't teabag women, he potato sacks them. Might as well be a Hurricane Chuck Norris, right?
Fuck, dude. Hold on, man. Let me see here. Let me get a couple Chuck Norris jokes real quick, dude. I feel like doing a couple. But I used to know some. It's been so long since I've done this. Buddy of mine had a poster one time on his bathroom wall. It's just he had it on the wall just outside the kitchen. And it was just, I mean, there was fucking like 5-6 rows of just Chuck Norris jokes, dude. No, come on, dude. I don't want facts about food. What is this, dude? 101 Chuck Norris jokes? Let's see what this says. Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He stares them down until he gets the information he wants. That's right. I remember that one. Time waits for no man unless that man is Chuck Norris. If you spell Chuck Norris in Scrabble, you win forever.
Triple word score.
Chuck Norris breathes air 5 times a day. In the beginning, there was nothing. Then Chuck Norris roundhouse kicked nothing and told it to get a job. Oh, that's great. I don't want to know. Okay. Yeah. Chuck
Okay.
Norris has a mug of nails instead of coffee in the morning.
I'm
If Chuck Norris were to travel to an alternate dimension in which there was another Chuck Norris, and they both fought, they would both win.
poking Randy in the belly right now.
Oh, you are, dude. You can fucking you can put your finger right in there, dude. Okay, that. Hey, you can clean it out with a soft toothbrush and some lavender. The dinosaurs looked at Chuck Norris the wrong way once. You know what happened to them? Chuck Norris tears. Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he has never cried. All right, maybe one more, and that'll be 10. Chuck Norris once roundhouse kicked something so hard that his foot broke the speed of light. That one's kind of lame. We gotta get something better than that for the last one. If you ask Chuck Norris what time it is, he always says 2 seconds till. After you ask 2 seconds to what, he roundhouse kicks you in the face. I don't know why that's the same punchline in like 4 of them, and it just fucking busts me out. Chuck Norris appeared in the Street Fighter II video game, but was removed by beta testers because every button caused him to do a roundhouse kick. When asked about this glitch, Chuck Norris replied, "That's no glitch." Since 1940, dude, since 1940, the year Chuck Norris was born, roundhouse kick-related deaths have increased 13,000%.
Probably have.
Chuck Norris doesn't sleep; he waits.
Have you watched any Chuck Norris movies?
Oh my God, like all of them. Fuck, dude, I love Chuck Norris. I'm not joking. Chuck Norris is one, dude. Okay, I will say that I think that the worst thing he ever did, and one of the deaths of his career, was Walker Texas Ranger. But then again, I only watched it when I was a kid, and my grandparents always watched it. And I was young, and so I never liked it. I bet if I watched it now, I could appreciate it more, because I'm an adult. But yeah, no, dude, Chuck Norris is the shit, man. I had a Chuck Norris calendar.
There are lots of great fight scenes in this movie.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking fight scenes are great, dude. And like his old what are the ones when he fucking went into the I can't believe I can't think of it, dude. When he went into the jungle. God, why am I fucking drawing a blank on his Chuck Norris movies right now? Movies. Fuck, dude, I feel stupid as shit.
Now you know what it feels like to be me all the time.
Right. A Force of One. That's a badass movie. A Force of One is badass. He's in Return of the Dragon with Bruce Lee. Come on, give me. I'm sure movie star Chuck Norris. Hitman. Delta Force was cool. The Octagon is a sick ass movie.
Do you like
Silence Code, Invasion USA?
Do you like Charles Bronson?
Charles Bronson was cool. I mean, I was definitely more of a Chuck Norris guy. I never really I didn't get into Bronson too much, but he was all right. Like,
so one of those.
I like John Wayne more. Oh, Firestarter, that's a great movie.
I love
and you see that one? Him and Louis Gossett.
Oh no, we must be. I'm thinking of the one with Drew Barrymore.
Oh no, oh yeah, that's Firestarter. Did I say Firestarter? I meant Firewalker.
Or Firewalker.
It's Chuck Norris and Louis Gossett Jr. You know, the guy from Iron Eagle, and fucking.
Are they in the poster looking at each other with like angry expressions?
Well, they're not looking at each other. They're buddies in this one. They're sitting there. They're standing shoulder to shoulder. Chuck Norris has got like a machete in his hand, and they go to like the Amazon jungle to look for a fucking treasure in a temple. It's like a treasure hunting movie, and it's Chuck Norris and Louis Gossett Jr. It's fucking great. It's really cool. It's just a fun movie, you know. Missing in Action. Missing in Action. Those were the war ones I was trying to think of. Missing in Action are badass movies. I feel like there was another one though. Chuck Norris Army movies. Okay, give me some. Missing in Action. Oh, Lone Wolf McQuade. That was a badass movie. Invasion USA. Oh well. No, I think it was Missing in Action.
Which Rocky movie do you like the most?
Rocky movies. Let's see here.
Did you see the new one?
I mean,
Balboa or whatever.
Maybe 2 because that's where he actually wins the championship for the first time. And we get the iconic Yo Adrian, I did it.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
It's funny. Yeah, it's a funny thing because the original movie is an inspiring film about a guy who lost.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. I remember I saw the movie for the first time thinking, wait a minute, shouldn't he have won? You know?
Well, he should have, but the point and kind of the thing that it's rare that the champion loses on a decision.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. He went the distance when he shouldn't have got out of the first round with the champ. He was just some schmuck off the street, and he went the distance. And so, there was no way the judges were going to give it to him. You know, basically in any combat sport, if it goes the distance, the champ's going to retain the belt, which is usually bullshit. Unless it's obvious that the other guy just put a beating on him and he just couldn't put him down, you know. But if it's at all close, the champ's always going to win. So maybe 2. I really liked 3, but 3 is really sad at the same time because Mickey dies. You know, the trainer, the old guy, fucking. You know, plus, I think Clubber Lang is probably the
hilarious.
Mr. T's fucking great, dude. I love Mr. T, man.
Yeah, he was.
I pity the fool.
He was basically playing himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he was, dude. But I mean, I know they made a big deal about how supposedly the punching power and strength that Dolph Lundgren's character, what the heck was his name? The Russian in 4, you know how he was super, but I think Clubber Lang was more dominant of a fighter. Like I think Clubber Lang would have probably been able to beat up the Russian dude too. You know,
Hulk Hogan was in number 2, right? Rocky fought.
No. He was later on because remember Rock was already the champ. The champ that was an exhibition fight when he fought Thunder Lips. So that was in, I want to say 3, because in 4 the Russian dude did the exhibition fight with Apollo and killed Apollo, which was another sad moment. So I didn't really, I almost don't like, because in 3 you got Mick died, 4 Apollo dies. Those both kind of sucked, but they were great movies, great fighter. Then Rocky goes to Russia. 5 was kind of weird and lame. Did you ever watch 5? That's the one where he's training the kid Tommy Gunn, and then the kid becomes the champ or whatever, and they're great. But then he turns his back on Rock. Things get fucking horrible between them, and then they end up getting a street. The end of the movie, it's a street fight. It's not even a boxing match. It's Rocky. And Rocky. They're worried about Rocky because he can't get punched in the head again because. In 4, when the Russian dude, Ivan Drago, that's it.
Yeah.
When he jumps up and punches him down on the head when he's leaning against the ropes like that, he caused brain damage, and they're worried about, the doctor said, so in 5 it starts off Rocky at the doctor was like, hey, you can't take too many blows to the head. And so he ends up, and in the end, he ends up getting into a street fight. That's what caused him to retire. He starts training the kid. Then he gets in the street fight with the dude. He takes a garbage can lid to the head in the street fight, gets suplexed in the road. It was just weird.
Yeah, he was already punchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the later, I mean, the Balboa one where he comes back and fights the black kid who's the champ. I mean, that was okay, but I mean, I might put that one ahead of 5 just because 5 was weird with this Rocky's training the whole time and then gets in a street fight at the end. And I wasn't really a big fan of the Apollo ones. I mean, they were okay.
Apparently, when they were shooting one of the fight scenes for part 4, Stallone just said to Dolph Lundgren, like, hit me for real, just take the hardest shots you can. And so he did it, and Stallone ended up having almost a heart attack because he got hit so hard.
What?
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren could box, man.
Oh yeah, dude. Dolph Lundgren has a few different black belts, I'm pretty sure, and he's also got like fucking 6 different degrees, including masters and doctorates and stuff.
He's like a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone knows him just as like an action hero boxer, but the guy's fucking brilliant. You know, he knows.
Oh yeah.
Knows multiple languages and shit like that. And,
have you seen the meme where it says that moment when you realize Dolph Lundgren's more qualified to give you advice than Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Yeah, from the sounds of it.
Well, Bill Nye's he's got like an honorary degree or something like that, whereas Dolph Lundgren's got like I said, like 6 different degrees, including a master's, and they're all in like neuroscience and chemistry and fucking molecular biology and
shit, man.
Yeah.
You ever watch real life fights online? Like a fight that could happen at Taco Bell or some shit. It's interesting because you think about how fights are in the movies and on TV, and in real life they're not that slick. They're not. It's just fucking chaos. With women, it's just slap, 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 pull.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not everyone's a trained fighter in real life. Like I was just saying that because I've been watching the Marvel's Cinematic Universe. Well, I just got done going through the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series, and like everybody that fights on that show, good guy, bad guy, minor character, fucking henchman, it doesn't matter. Everyone, they're all like experts in hand-to-hand combat. Everyone's like, and I'm like, is there no one who can't fight in this fucking show? Like, come on, not everyone can throw fucking 6-hit combos with a roundhouse kick to the face, like. But in these shows, they all can't, you know.
And the bad guys wait in line. They wait their turn to take them on. instead of just ganging up on them, which would probably make it a lot easier.
Yeah, they all like stand in a circle and run in one at a time.
Yeah, waiting.
That's how they definitely used to do it back in the old Van Damme movies.
One thing that must be really horrific, like in prison, is to be like basically beaten by a gang, like the whole group is coming up to you and
jumped
at the same time. Yeah.
Me and my buddy Nick Keene were jumped by like 15 or 20 dudes one time. That really sucked. They broke a bottle over my head. I got a lump here behind my ear that I've had. Fuck, this happened when I was maybe 22, 23. Nick took the big brunt of it. Yeah, that was a crazy night, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And were you able to fight your way out of it successfully?
We fought it pretty successfully. All right, I'll tell you the story. Okay, so it was real late at night. We're at a party at this one house, and we ran out of liquor and beer and everything. And it was like just before 2 a.m., so it was like 1:50. And around the corner, a block down a ways, is a Chevron. And I mean, there's no way anyone's making it to a store to get liquor, but I was like, dude, I can make it to that store and get us beer in less than 10 minutes. Fucking everyone, just give me the money now. Everyone, give me money. I can make it there. And my buddy Nick was like, fuck yes, I'll run with Scoob. We will make it there and back. I'll help you. So we ran down there and we got 2 30-packs each, so 4 30-packs, right? And we just came smashing back. Right? Well, we didn't come smashing back. We were walking back. But we flew over there, got it. We're walking back. I don't even know why I didn't just wait till we got to the house, because literally, like I said, you leave the store, you walk across the street, you go up a block, you hang a right, and you go like a block down, and there's a house on the right there. Anyway, fucking, I got to piss real bad. So I was like, fuck it, I got to piss, bro. So I stopped and I set the beers down and I just started pissing on the fence that's right there. Like I'm on the side of the road, peeing, and Nick's just standing there. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, someone just comes fucking running up and kicks me right in the ass and takes off running that way. And I was like, wait, what? Like right around the corner, because we're right there by the edge of the corner. And fucking just, and like I almost pissed on myself. I was like, what the fuck was that? And I look at Nick, and Nick's like, what? I don't even know where the hell that dude came from. And fucking, so I'm pissed off. I should have just went inside, but now I'm pissed off. And fucking, this is all a true story. So I go around the corner, I look at Nick, and fucking, I'm like, Nick, take that beer inside. I'm going to set these down right here. Come back out and get these. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to go over fucking down the street and see if I can find whoever that was. I'm going to handle this real quick. I'll be right back. And so I go walking down the street, and fucking, oh, excuse me. I see somebody in the fucking distance over there, right? And I'm talking shit, right? I'm like, you little motherfucker, what are you doing, bro? Who are you? Come here. And just, before I realize it, like I'm standing under the street, like I'm down like 2 houses past the house that I was at, and that's where the actual next street, kind of like, it's like a T, you know what I'm saying, where the road comes in like this. And so I'm standing on the sidewalk on the same side of the street as the house I'm at. Like I say, like 2 houses down. And I'm looking down the other street, and fucking, but I'm in underneath the street light. And because I don't want to walk out in the darkness, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get whoever, come into the street light right here where I can see you, motherfucker. And so pretty soon, without me realizing, out of the darkness, I'm completely surrounded. And I'm like, I can't stop now, right? I'm buzzed up. I got a good fucking buzz on already. And so I've never been one that can kind of, my mouth does run its course sometimes. And so I keep talking shit, And fucking, I'm like, oh, fuck, whoa, fuck, we're tough guys now, bro. We fucking outnumber a dude 15, 20 to 1. Like, fucking tough guys, huh? All right, dude, come on. Let's do this thing, right? And, well, my buddy Nick, apparently, I didn't know this story till later on. Nick's perspective. Nick's sitting there, and he realized it's been a few. It's been like fucking 15 minutes or so. Like, he's like, fuck, Scoob should have been back by now. So he comes outside, and he goes down to the end of the street and looks down the street, and that's what he tells me. He goes, all I can see is you standing under the spotlight, like it's a fucking spotlight, like over you, and there's just a group of guys around. I can barely hear what you're saying, but you just got your arms up in the air like this, fucking turning in a circle in the middle of everybody, and fucking, and then so Nick comes running down there, and as he's running down there, he tells that he can hear me just talking shit. I'm just fucking in there running my mouth, and Nick comes running there, pushes his way through everybody, fucking goes inside. He's like, hey, guys, hey. Fucking apparently Nick tries to calm the situation. So that's what always made me feel bad, because he got the brunt of this. So, fucking, he was like, I'm sorry. My buddy Scoob, he's pissed. Someone kicked him in the ass while he was pissing. He talks shit to us sometimes. Like, it's just kind of the way he is. Like, I'm sorry, fucking. And Nick like goes to push me out of the fucking circle, and he pushes me out of the circle past the guys that are there, and I'm fucking like stumbling kind of down the street this way, and I'm fucking talking shit like these motherfuckers, goddamn motherfuckers, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I guess 2 of them were following me. That's when out of nowhere I just feel over my head. And fucking, I instantly turned and I just socked one, dude. He dropped, and then that's when the other guy like saw it. I guess he wasn't expecting, and it doesn't always happen like that, but sometimes you hit him in the sweet spot. And I just, with the full spin and the strength and fucking all my weight into it, because I was kind of hammered, I laid into that first dude, and he hit the floor. And the second guy turns and runs back towards the group of everybody, and as he runs that way, that's when I fucking, like, my focuses on everybody, and that's when I see my buddy Nick on the ground. There's like 6 or 7 of them fucking like stomping on him. Like,
well, were they a gang or something?
It was just a bunch of dudes. Like, there was, down the street there was this house that always had rave parties, and it was a bunch of dudes that come up to Napa from Vallejo, and there was issues a lot of times between Napa and Vallejo people, but they came up to party because a lot of they like to get out of their town and stuff. But anyway, big rave house. And you know, a few of us didn't get along with a few people from that house anyway, you know. So anyway, I go rushing in there, try to fight. I'm fighting. I'm getting fucking hit around. And next thing I know, this is, once again, see now, this is the part that makes me, like, this is a true story. And this is the part that almost made me fucking completely, like, I almost shit myself totally. I mean, because Nick's fucking on the ground getting smashed. And I'm getting fucking punched by this guy or that guy. And I'm hitting whoever's just in front of me. And fucking out of this house right there, from the side fucking gate, comes running out like, and this was a bunch, I mean, they weren't all black dudes, but there was a large group. Vallejo is a small, like, city, so a lot of black dudes live in Vallejo. So a majority of them were some other, you know, white people, Mexican. But anyway, out of this house comes running out like fucking like 7, 8, 9 Mexicans and shit, like with the fucking like chains and like fucking little sticks and fucking bats and shit, and they come fucking running out, and I'm like, fucking what? Like, I'm now I'm really tripping, because like I'm sitting here, here's me and Nick's getting fucking handled. Nick's really getting handled, but I'm getting handled. I'm trying to fight off these group of guys, which we're not doing a good job. Like, we're getting beat up. And then now here comes these guys. Like, I got with toys and shit too. I got to fight these guys too. But no, lo and behold, do I not realize? But these dudes just fucking lay into these guys, dude, and chase them off down the street. I'm talking just lay. So I just start mollywop, whack, whack, bam, boom, boom, and fucking chase them off down the street. And this one dude picks up my buddy and fucking helps me walk him back over to the house. And then him and I stand at the edge of the fucking. I'm leaking a little bit. Nick's fucked up, bro. Nick's fucking bloody, dude. I'm leaking a bit right here, leaking out the back of my neck, fucking. And we're chatting for a minute, and fucking. The dude, he's just fucking Mexican, like, mafia type dude. And fucking, he's like, you know, fuck those vatos, you know? Like, apparently he had issues with that same group of people. And, like, him and his little gang and that group down there, whether that group was a gang or not, I don't know, have already been in fights. And fucking, they had no problem with us, because we were just the crazy white boys that like to get drunk all the time, that lived like 2 houses over. We never bothered them. Like, we just partied. Like, we'd play loud music and fucking get drunk. Well, they're Mexican dudes. They play loud music and get drunk, you know? But they didn't like those. So anyway, and he's like, you know, fuck those guys, man. You ever got problems again, you come to my house, you get me immediately. And I'm like, fucking, yeah. He's like, yeah. It was real cool. And next day, bro, when I woke up, fucking, I mean, I was a little bloody, little fucking bruising. Bruising. But Nick was fucked up, bro. Nick was all fucking lip all split up, fucking eyebrow split. It's like, fuck, dude. Fucking dude, he had like footprints on his sides.
Real bruises like footprints?
Yeah, dude.
God
like,
damn.
I was like, and that all happened just because he went in there to try to push me out of the circle, so I didn't get fucking beat up. I love that, buddy. Nick Keene, I love you, buddy. But yeah, so that was like the fucking wildest jump crazy fucking shit I've ever experienced. Except for the time that the riots kicked off in prison. Those were crazy.
Yeah, I imagine. Like, did you participate in it?
You have to. You
you
have
do?
to, or you'll get fucking, yeah, dude. You can't hide. You know, it's just like if something kicks off between in there. See, like I've tried to explain to people, to our audiences who may not know this, in prison everything is segregated by race. It is a very racial place, and it isn't by the cops' choice or anything. Like, that's just the inmates. Like, that's just the rules, you know. And it's been that way since like forever. And you know, certain races can do certain things together, and you can't with other races. And that's literally what defines who you can and can't do certain things with. But like if a race, not like a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 or a fucking small thing, but like if it kicks off where all the blacks and all the whites or all the whites and all the northerners or whatever, or the Mexicans, you know, are in a, like, no, you have to participate. Unless you're I think it's 55, senior citizens age, then you're exempt from everything. Like under that, like you have to go to yard when there's yard. You have to, you have to participate. I think after 35, you don't have to work out anymore, but you still should. Keep yourself in shape while you're in there, because you never know when something's going to kick off. But that's how it is. Like, so from 18 to 35, you have to do everything. You have to go to yard. You have to participate. You have to do fucking workout. You have to do everything. 35 to 50, you can get rid of workout, but you still have to go to yard. 55 and over, you don't have to go to yard. You don't have to participate. You don't have to do nothing. So that's why I've always said at 55, if I haven't figured out my retirement, if I'm not famous and got retirement set up, I'm going to rob a bank. And the reason being is because either A, I'll get away with it, right? And then I'll fucking be rich and there's my retirement. Or B, I'll get busted and then I'll just go to. Plus, they send senior citizens to different, like, to particular prisons. Like, there's old folks prisons, and they're like fucking nursing homes, basically, bro. And it's like you walk around in, like, fucking robe and slippers and get fucking some fucking meds and sit back and watch Matlock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Eat some noodles, you know. So, like, because nursing homes are expensive, bro. So it's like, if I ain't got money for retirement, well, I don't know who's gonna put me in. Like, I always tell people, well, just put me in a fucking home then. But that's just expensive. Like, that. But homes aren't free. So then I was like, well, you know what? Fuck it, dude. If you, especially if it's older. So, like, if I was like, like 60 or 70, or like if I knew I'm getting, like, to the end, where, like, I don't care about having sex ever again. I don't care about fucking going on a fucking 4-wheeler ride ever again. I don't care about walking down to the creek and get drunk at the creek. Like, I'm literally an old man. Then, because then I could go to the prison, it's just like a free fucking retirement home.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Family just come visit you every once in a while, and you fucking sit around in your robe. And the only difference is probably no sponge baths.
Do they have their own unit, the older ones?
They got their own prisons, man.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well,
They got medical facilities that they put old folks in.
Yeah, and they've got, like, a hospice, I think, too.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think we've blown our wallets quarter to 2 hours, and
that's just the fucking way she goes
today. Yeah,
that's the way she goes.
That's the way she goes?
That's right. That's the way she goes. That's what I said.
It's the way she goes.
The way she goes. Hey, sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't.
That's right.
It's the fucking way she goes. Alrighty, buddy.
Take care.
Alrighty. What are we saying now? Fuck off.
Fuck off. We got work to do.